Hi, my name is Mark Anthony DuBose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to talk about something that last night I just am experiencing something that just is, I don't know why to me, but it's kind of eye-opening and kind of very thought-provoking. Yeah, whatever. And it's the concept of me out here doing some hunting at night, looking for these rats that I'm trying to get off my property. So if you're a person that's like, oh my goodness, save all the rats, just go away. But rats are an absolute complete nuisance for me out here. And they are not only just nuisance, they are destructive. And they are very, very damaging little creatures that are very, very interesting because they are what I want to say is a pretty smart little critter. But I'm going to say this in the sense of something that I've been paying attention to these rats. Because we do a lot of, like, say, science projects with comparing rats to humans and comparing the behavior and doing stuff with rats that we're able to do with humans. And for me, you know, I feel like that makes sense. I'm going to say some stuff in this video that it is what it is. I believe that most people that live on these lands are living in their animalistic ways. They are still just in your animal nature, is what I want to say. And I believe that there's other people that figure out how to be able to get out of that animal nature into being the human beings that we are. Then I'm going to say this. Someone may not agree, but I'm like almost going to say I confirmed this with this last night and this just past couple of weeks of what I've been doing. Animals are smart, but they're nowhere near as smart as what we as humans are capable of being able to do. Day one, when I first noticed there was rats out here, I was able to just hit them with a stick. They got wise. They're like, okay, let me stay at least 6 feet away from this guy because he can't get us if we're that close because he hit us with a stick. And then I got my first little pellet rifle, and the accuracy wasn't great. I had to be like 10 feet from it, and I was able to get them real good at 10 feet. And then they learned, hey, we got to stay more than 10 feet away. And then I got a upgraded rifle, and I was able to shoot them like 25 feet. And then they realized, oh, okay, we just need to go further up in the trees or just hide out and hide away. He can't see us. He can't shoot us. So even if they were like 25 feet away, I could clearly see him. He's clearly looking right at me. And I'm sitting here trying to shoot it and shoot it and shoot it. And I just was missing. So they realized we finally got him. We outsmarted him. And then I got another upgraded rifle with an upgraded little scope little thing with a nice little laser thing. I got it zeroed in at 25 yards. And at 25 yards, it's the max that I would ever need to be able to shoot anything out here. And now they are incapable of being able to get away from me. And if I can't get these lasers, like 2 of them out here still, if I can't get them, I'm just going to go ahead and get myself a thermal monocular so that I can be able to find them in pitch blackness. But I keep upgrading to realize like how smart they are. I keep outsmarting their smartness. I keep overcoming every little thing that they do. And the one thing that I'm going to say is when I realize how smart but not smart these animals are. And it's something that I can compare with what I see in human beings that are still living in an animalistic way. They always come back. They literally watching their buddies, their homies, their moms, their dads get shot out of the tree. Because usually when I find them, they're in pairs. There's 2 of them together. I shoot the first one and the second one scatters off. I can't quite reload fast enough to get the second one. And it is what it is. But they keep coming back. And not only do they keep coming back, they keep coming back to the same place. They see the chaos, they see the destruction, they realize like things are getting more challenging, they realize that they got to be faster when I come out and they got to run away more. They're putting themselves further in danger, but they keep coming back. And not only coming back, but to the exact same place. That's animals for you. And that's what human beings, for the most part, I'm going to say the majority, are like. You see chaos and you just keep coming right back to it. You see the problems and you just keep coming right back to it. You see the destruction and you just keep coming right back to it. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? This isn't working. I got to get out of here. There's a couple of them that I'm going to guarantee have just got out of here. They're just like, that ain't worth it. That's not worth it. There's a guy out there that every single night is taking us out and taking us out in a force that we thought we were smart. We can't even get away anymore. I'm going to get out of here. So I'm going to guarantee there's a slim few that have. But for the most, they come right back. They go down the same tree. They come right back. They go to the same hiding spot. They come right back. They go to the same building. They go under the same. They go everywhere the exact same every single time. They may like go away for a day, maybe 2, maybe 3. But then they always come right back to that same place. That's what animals are like. That's what animals do. And us as humans, I believe that that's what we do when we're living in our animal nature. Not actually like progressing to that next thing. We just settle. Someone would have gotten the stick and realized I can't get the rats out, and they would have quit right there. Most humans are like that. You would have just quit right then and there, said, I just can't do it. I can't, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to get them. They're starting to overwhelm me, and I don't know where to go next. Then the next person would say, like me, for instance, it's not so easy to shoot 25 yards out and just having to hold it. It's a skill that I've realized that's acquired. That I'm out here for hours during the day, practice shooting, and then hours at night actually shooting. And it's a skill that I had to like really discipline myself to really just get better at. I don't care that I don't feel like doing it. I have to because I don't have a choice. But animals don't do that. They just go for the easiest way, and if the easiest way doesn't work, they get taken out. And I realize that that's how I'm telling you, that's how most humans are. Living is an animal, living in that animal nature. Because there's stuff that I just know that I've personally done in my life that is just like strange in the sense of complete, just absolute transformation and change from what I used to do. So there's going to be, like those said, those few rats that just had, I'm done. I'm going to go do something else. Even I got to struggle for food more out there. I'm not coming back to that because that is going to destroy me. I'm going to be in absolute chaos. And most people, that's what I see. You don't push yourself to that next. You just settle and stay and say, you know what, it is what it is, and just quit and just give up. And in my mind, that's living in an animal nature, as opposed to being how intelligent we are as actually human beings that are able to do these things. The person that's put this rifle together that I'm using right now, oh my goodness, that's a go-getter. The person that figured out how to be able to put these laser red dots and these scopes and all these things together to be able to do, that's incredible. That's an incredible, highly intelligent, highly forward-thinking, highly go-getter out there type of a human that is putting that together. That human is not thinking and working in an animal sense, period. There's just no way. There's no way, because he wouldn't have gotten it done. He would have just quit. He would have just gave up. He would have just settled and would have just kept doing the same thing over and over and just ended with his fate in the end of going nowhere. The same way that most every animal does. They try and they try and they try, and then they end up going nowhere. They don't progress to that next new thing. They don't change it up and say, hey, that didn't work, so let me try this instead this time. They just keep doing the same stuff over and over and over. They're just living on a pattern. They're just doing the same thing over and over. But there's some people that do incredible things on this. I mean, I'm going to almost put it in the sense of every single, say, invention that we've created, from learning how to do houses, learning how to build a campfire, learning how to make wheels, learning how to do everything. These are some forward-thinking, non-animalistic, future-motivated type human beings. Humans that are putting a plan together and making something greater for our future, and not just having nothing. Something that I could just see as a normal today, for instance, with our family units. Most families have nothing for their future, their generations to come. It's like we're just living just for now, and we're just using everything we can, and we're living on the skin of our teeth to just to make it for now. Instead of making that sacrifice and saying, I got to do something so that something later on is going to be able to come. Now you're getting out of your animalistic nature. You're starting to become a future forward-thinking person. You're starting to be able to put plans together. You're starting to work at that plan no matter what. You're starting to make sacrifices to put that plan together. That's stuff that I don't see animals do that. And I also don't see most humans, especially for some weird reason of today. They don't do that. Just living for this moment. And in the sense of, I'm not saying that we should have everything planned out, but living in the moment of just doing the same thing and thinking that something different is going to come. Doing the same stuff. It's living in an animal nature. That's why we're able to use rats to be able to figure out most humans, I believe, but not all, but most. We could use dogs to figure out most humans, because most humans are living the exact same way as that rat that's out there. They keep coming back to the same thing. They keep going to they're like, I made a house here, and you're not making me leave. Even though all this chaos is going around, you're still like, I'm going to stay here. You know how many people pass away when hurricanes and stuff come? When they have a huge warning up ahead of saying, hey, this is coming. Maybe you should like get on the outskirts for a little bit and then come back. And they're like, no, this is mine. I'm hunkering down. That's an animal right there. That's animal mindset. That's not a human being realizing that I can rebuild and make over and do again. No, they get killed in it because they decided not to see and pay attention to and realize and focus on what really matters. And in reality, this is a weird thing about us, or not all of us, but most humans and animals. Most animals are willing to, how do I say it? Protect themselves from being hurt and harmed. But in reality, they don't. They're kind of dumb in that sense. Really, straight up. Like they'll put themselves into danger. Like a dog will go right in the street and look at a car in the face. Put itself in danger. Not realizing what's about to happen next. Even though it could see that another, because I've seen this, unfortunately. I've seen a dog not like get hit, but I can see a dog get hit, and then the other one that's on the side of the road starts to walk into the road to be like, hey, what's going on with you? Waiting to get hit himself again. He just seen what's going on, can realize that something's wrong with that guy. Let me go and get on that so that I can get hit as well. You know what? Humans do that as well. But humans that are living in what I want to say is their animalistic nature. Not living in being what I want to say is there's a way that we are able to separate ourselves from the animals. To get into a place that we're no longer living by an animal nature. A nature that's just all about food, sex, and that's about it. Especially, unfortunately, men. That's like the motivation for most every guy that I've ever spoken to in my life. Sex and food. And you want to have the more stuff you keep buying is you keep buying stuff to get more sex. And that's like your focus on life. I got to get this girl. I got to get this girl. I got to get that one. I got to get that one. I got to go sweet talk this one. I got to go try to figure out that one. It's like that's the motivation. That's an animal. That's what animals do. All they focus on is just that. That's all they're focused on. They're not focused on trying to rebuild and build and do something great. No, they're not doing that. They're living off just the feeling of I just want something in that moment and make myself feel good. That's an animal. But there's others that have more, I would say, a delayed gratification, more self-control, more ability to be able to just use the most powerful word on this planet. No. And being able to stick and stay firm to that. You're no longer living by your animal nature. And you're no longer going to be able to get the same results from these people as you are the ones that are still acting like animals. And I believe that that's the thing that challenges some folks on this planet today on why we have a huge divide. Something wants everyone to still be and live only in an animalistic way. You can't be a free-thinking person. You got to just do what we say to do, and you keep going to the same places we tell you to go, and don't question it, don't challenge it, and whatever happens to you, it is what it is. Don't think that you could do something, create something, make something to be able to get yourself into a better place. Just keep that same thing. As opposed to just doing something that's going to be able to, a word here I want to use is keep you safe. These animals out here are just, they're not anything that I could see my life before, how I used to be just like them. And I believe that that's one thing that may have probably made me struggle the most when me working with, especially a dog. Because I'm acting like it, so why would it do anything different to me but treat me like a dog? Why wouldn't it just be chewing on me, jumping on me, hounding me, booty bumping me, stealing my food, being an absolute fool because I'm just being an animal to another animal? And especially a dog with a purpose. And especially a pushy dog, a demanding dog. I guess I can use the word of a dominant dog, because they're definitely going to do everything they can because they're not going to have any respect for you, period. Like zero respect for anything that you got going on. They're just going to push you and push you, push you and push you and push you until you separate yourself to realize I don't want to live in my animal nature no more. Then for me personally, everything is easy. It's easy. I say to the dog, no. Dog's like, okay. I tell the dog, hey, this is what I want. Dog's like, okay. Because the dog doesn't need to challenge me at all because I'm not acting like it at all. I'm acting completely different. I'm not thinking of myself as being the same as what that dog is, because I'm not. I'm able to do things that every day still. I do stuff with these dogs. They're just like, what? How? What? And that makes them want to keep following me more and more because they realize that I'm like the source of being able to find all the, say, good stuff and do all the good stuff and make everything happen. That's just going to be a good time and not have to be stressful and crazy and wild, but just I'm able to bring that to them. Because I'm not dumb. I'm something different than them. I'm able to put a plan together that they're incapable of being able to do. I'm able to follow through. I'm able to do stuff, even though I'm tired and don't feel like it and don't care about it, still being able to do it. Having that, the word I guess is discipline, to just be able to do. Animals can't seem to do that. Animals they just die. And they do the same stuff over and over and over and over again. They're so predictable. They're so predictable. It's creepy on how predictable that they are. And once I started to really see that and recognize that, I realized how easy it is to do what I need to do. That's the one thing I've been studying with these rats, because I used to think that they were always just everywhere. Then I really started to really just pay attention. I was like, no, they ain't in the same spot. Same place. Same place. That may not be out there, so I go out about every 2 hours at night. So I go out at 10 o'clock is the first time I go out. So 10, say midnight, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, He might not be there. But at 2 o'clock, he's right there. The next day, 10 o'clock, he's there. 2 o'clock, he's not there. He's in the exact same spot. I just sit out here and I just study him, just keep watching him. This is why, for me, it's getting easy, especially with the dogs, because they go to the same tree. The same tree, the same spot, the same everything. Same thing every single day, over and over and over again. Never mix it up, never make a change. They just do the same routine over and over again. Even though they know that routine is dangerous, because at 10 o'clock, they saw me, I took a shot, I might missed, and now it's running and fleeing for its life. It may not come back tonight. I was like, okay, tomorrow, the next day, midnight, there he is, same place. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Why would you do, oh yeah, because you're an animal. Why would you stay in the same place, do the same stuff, and expect something different to happen? Think that you're going to escape it this time. You're faster, you're better this time. It's the most silliest thing to me. But I realize that's how most of my life that I've been living is and was. Doing the same stuff. Same stuff. Never just doing something uncomfortable to be able to make myself get into a better place. I can say make myself, but even just get myself into a better place. Not making that the hard change. Just doing the same stuff. Thank you. Living by animalistic nature is, in my opinion, so destructive for us as human beings. It doesn't allow us to be able to move forward. It makes us go backwards. It makes us angry and flash out and fight, quick-tempered. It's so sad for me to, I mean, not sad, I don't really care. It's y'all do what y'all do. But it's so, that's a good word, disturbing. To see, like, I used to watch these videos all the time from this one guy. I don't know if he still does them or not. This stuff is dangerous. But people be faking videos today. You know, 10 years ago, videos on YouTube when they used to do these, like, they call them pranks, but they're not pranks to me. They go into the cities and they just start to talk mess to someone, random person on the street. Just start to stare them down. And then when a guy looks at him, he's like, what you looking at? He's like, just, what you gonna do about it? Like trying to instigate a fight. Nowadays, most of this stuff is unfortunately just fake. It's all just clickbait, what you call it. They just scenarios they set up. But there was a guy I used to watch that back in the days when you could see it. He would do something and the guys would just quick, like 2 seconds, willing. And this dude unfortunately got hit so many times. This dude was going crazy to make videos. He would get hit so many times. Instantly. These guys would just get enraged instantly. There's no like buffer. It's like an instant reaction. What'd you say to me? And then they're just fighting. What'd you say to me? And they're trying to pull guns out. Instant. That's an animal. That's not a human being. That's an animal. That's living in an animalistic way. Quick to anger. Quick to frustration. Quick to rage. Quick to fighting. Quick to want to battle. Quick to want to get back at somebody. Or even wanting to get back at somebody, period. That's what animals do. That's how animals are. That's the animalistic way. You stole my food, so I'm going to steal your food. That's what they do. I seriously can watch my dogs do that. That's my food. No, that's my food. That's my food. Then they're going to sit there and fight and bicker over it a little bit. And they're like, okay, well, you won that one. And then they're like the next time, hey, that's my food. That's my food. And I'm like, I would never do that. But I would, and I see a lot of people are like this today. I mean, most people are like this. Have all this anger in you that is just this explosion of anger that it's like you're just waiting for that one little thing that's just like, it's just going to explode. I see it when I go for a drive. I'm like the guy that everyone's mad at driving because I'm driving. I'm just driving, man. I just got the car on. I'm listening to some sort of talk, some sort of book, some sort of something. I'm just riding. I'm going the speed limit everywhere. I'm just taking off the light like I'm going to get there. I'm never in a rush. I'm just driving. Oh, that makes people so mad. Everyone is just like, I can see it in your face in your car. I can see it in the behavior of how you're moving your vehicle. How angry. You're just waiting for that chance to just like, if you could, you would you would be ramming people off the road. People are just so angry. They have all this just anger in them. And that's living in an animalistic way. It's not being a human being. You're not going to get anything done on this planet of being angry. You're not going to get anything of value done. Someone can say, oh, if you use your anger, you could be able to help people. How are you going to help somebody with anger? How are you going to actually help them? It may be perceived, it may think that it looks that way, but deep down, what's going on inside, you're not helping anything with anger. You're just destroying everything. That's what I see. Everyone just living as an animal and being angry, being frustrated, and being reactive, and being everything that, at the end of the day, a dog represents. And what a dog is capable of being able to do for us when we're especially utilizing them as the tools that they were intended to be used for. We use that because it's like dog training 101 with using the frustration of the dog to get them more excited, to get them to want to do more. Using frustration, you're using anger to get them to perform harder, to perform more. That's what dogs are. And for whatever reason, they're able to, say, handle that. But they're not able to do that all day, all the time, over and over again. And that's where I see that dogs today are getting burnt out because they're doing it all the time. All the time. They're never able to just get a break. They're always just on edge. Inside of y'all's homes, just on edge. Just ball of just anger that's just waiting to explode. And then it finally gets out to go for a walk on a leash, just running. Not that it's going to try to bite somebody or do anything like that. I'm not talking about that type. I'm talking about that frustration that turns into excitement, or it looks like excitement, that the dog is just on this, it's just gone. It just wants to go. You open a door up and it's just gone. It's like, yeah, just get it all out. That's what humans are. No, that's what animalistic humans are. They're still living like animals. They got all this in. I got to go do something. I got to go to the bar. I got to go to the club. I got to go dance this off. I would hear this from so many girls. I just love dancing. It's just dance it all out. Because you're dancing all your anger out of you. You're trying to cope. You're trying to find soothing mechanism to be able to make yourself feel better. That's why you're doing that. You're not in there because it's making you happy. You're trying to trick yourself to be happy by doing something of a release to try to get yourself into a better place. Then you realize it didn't work. You need to do it again. Watching these animals, I don't know. That's something I will always, to the last of my life, recommend for folks to just get out of the apartment, get out of the city, and get yourself on something and just sit and watch the animals and work with them with all kinds of different stuff. I've learned so much about possums this past couple of weeks. I've taken out 11 of them. This girl had a huge litter, and the dad was like the size of a dog. It was creepy how big this thing was. It was so big. And just watching what they do and how they move and where they go. Johnny, all done? They're just like the rat. It's weird because they do look like rats. They're just like the rat. They go to the same place and they do the same thing over and over again. It's like clockwork. They're on a, they don't know how to, they can't deviate from it. They just keep doing the same routine over and over and over again. Same routine. At the end of the day, I just believe that more insects are smarter than most of these animals that we have. Insects change stuff up. I go and mess up they're so smart. I mess up a spider web because I'm walking around doing what I'm doing. That spider never lays another a web in that same spot again. It's somewhere else. I mess it up once, it never goes back to the same spot twice. I believe insects are smarter than any of these animals. And unfortunately, most human beings. Like literally, last night it was a night, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful, I didn't want to mess it up. But I'm like, buddy, you are just in the way. I gotta get in and out of here. He laid this just beautiful web. And I hit that web. I was like, I gotta take the corner out, and he going running. And then the next day, he's in a whole different spot in the similar area, but he's in a whole different area out of the way. Completely out of the way. I'm like, man, that's smart. That's smart there. That's really smart. But I noticed that humans don't do that. You keep going and 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 going. Getting nowhere. Making nothing happen. Same results of nothingness. Same misery. Same destruction. Same putting everything off. Never just like, let me do this instead. It's so quiet out today here. I like Sundays. It's less traffic during the day. And Sunday nights are like, it's creepy out here if you're not used to being quiet. It's quiet out here. It's so quiet today. It's so quiet because even just all my animals as well are starting to just get quieter and quieter. Even like my roosters and stuff, they're starting to just not scream and yell as much as they used to. Everything's starting to just, the word I want to use here is change. I've changed and realizing I'm not you. So y'all got to basically listen to me. And almost in a sense of not putting it in a harsh way of saying it, but you don't have any other choice but to. You have to. You have to. And I can make them have to in a negative way or a positive way. In a negative way, we're treating him like a dog, like I'm a dog. Keep throwing treats at it to get it to pay attention to me. Keep yanking it with a collar to get it to listen to me. You're just acting like an animal to another animal, doing stuff like that. But separating yourself from saying, hey, no, you're going to listen to me because of who I am. And because you're going to get even better in life because I'm not going to be negative to you. I'm going to be a positive thing to you. And everything just chills out. And a fun fact, you got chickens. I like talking about chickens. I just had someone here selling some chickens. I've been selling chickens all weekend. If they're free. Because I got a lot of them out here that are free. They can just go wherever the heck they want to go. They go, like, literally, they can go wherever they want to go. They always stay pretty close, but they go wherever they want. And you're like, where are my eggs at? They always alert to let you know where they just laid an egg at. They always do. So that noise that they're making now, these girls, only girls make that sound. I mean, the boys sometimes, but they make it a different pitch. But she'll lay an egg, and then she'll start bucking and clucking like that, making that noise. And then you gotta just hear that, and then you walk out there and you find them, and you'll find all your eggs. And they'll just be sitting there for you, easy to collect. Animals are just so cool to just pay attention to. And the more that I keep paying attention to them, the more that I keep realizing I'm not like none of y'all. I am something completely different than what all y'all are. Something completely different. Like none of the same. And I believe that comes, me personally, through learning more about who I am. And getting away from the best word to use is propaganda. That's wanting to keep you stuck. And keep you stuck and stuck and stuck. Just absolutely stuck. And going nowhere. Like, what is it? The hamster on the wheel, they just keep running in circles. Running and running and running. But what is weird is you stick a hamster outside and they don't be running like that. But yet they get running on that wheel. They get run on that wheel because they don't have anything to do. They ain't got nothing to do. They just start to do mindless things. Same stuff over and over again. Then they get stuck in their brain. This is all that my world is. Not realizing you could branch off and go do something else. But for the animals, it's unfortunate because if you cage it, you cage it. They ain't got a choice. But us as humans, we live the same way as the animal in a cage. We live in his house. Like we're caged in. You're caged. You can't do anything outside of the boundaries of this house. Anything new, you can't be different. You got to do everything the same way that your neighbors do it. Everything's got to be the same. Everybody's got to look the same. Neighbor gets a car, you got to get it. Neighbor cleans up the grass, you got to. I remember my neighborhood that I lived in, the last one before here. I don't know why I was fascinated with having like a really nice lawn. Not in comparing and competing with anybody. I was just like, I want to have a nice lawn. And when I started working on it, everyone on my street started working on theirs as well. It's a weird thing. I got a new truck, everyone got a new truck. I got a dog, other people got a dog. I started pushing out, I wasn't pushing out kids, but kids showed up. Other folks started having more kids. It's like, that's just what we do. And we got to get out of that. Get the heck away from that. That's what I always recommend, to get away. Get out of that whole system. You're stuck in a cage. And you're only allowed to do the same stuff. You're not allowed to do anything new. Because if you did something different, so if you're like, I don't like, because I see this on my Nextdoor app all the time. I can't believe that my neighbor just did we call it a xeriscape. People do that around here. Use all rocks. Cut the grass out. Cut the bushes out. All rocks. Just a rock landscape. No more watering. No more nothing. It's just rocks. And it looks different in the neighborhood. And people get mad because it looks different in the neighborhood. It doesn't look the same as everything else. People get so mad at that. So mad at that. Because they did something. They wanted to do them. They wanted to be their unique. Instead of just doing how everyone else is doing it. Struggling, trying to keep that grass and stay alive. Watering it 2-3 times a day. Caring for it. Cutting it. Doing so much to be able to just, You're maintaining, you're spending an hour every Sunday, shoot, sometimes 2 or 3 hours every Sunday to be able to make it look acceptable for everyone else. You do something different, everyone's going to want to start to have something to say to you. Stop being scared and do something.